Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. I'm in Dana Point, California. We're going to cover some of the retail issues down here, some of the current news. Before I get into it, please take a moment to like the video. Please hit the subscribe button. Share this with all your friends and colleagues, and let's get into it. There's a great story in CNBC from Jerome Powell talking about how the Fed chairman is ready for his two-day meeting this week, and there's great news. The economy is doing so well. They've got, their pedal to the floor right now as far as their money that they're spending every day, and that they really pretty much don't have to do anything because the economy is doing so well. So I'll share the story with you. It's preposterous in my eyes, and I think that people don't believe that the economy is doing well. One thing I'm going to show you as I'm down here is all the retail that is closing, even in this beach community. Behind me, you've got the bay that exits to the Pacific Ocean, and behind that, you've got all the different boats, and you've got some of the richest real estate in California that we're sitting around, and I guarantee this community is suffering just like your community is suffering. But if you talk to the Fed, everything's a-okay. And they're also not talking about any more stimulus. How do you guys feel about that? How do you feel that we're ready for no more stimulus? Now here you go, this beautiful end restaurant location, closed, down for the count. You can see the for lease sign up there. But again, look at that, guys. See through the window? That's the Pacific Ocean out there, guys. That is amazing. Hey, I want to apologize for the wind out here. It's kind of windy in the bay. But there's a great story out of the New York Post this week talking about how the economy is doing so well. Employment numbers are through the roof, and the economy's turning around, and you no longer need any more stimulus. So I'm going to run with this. And the first thing first is they're saying that because we had less than 600,000 people this week file first-time claims for unemployment, that's fantastic news. Now, here's the sick part of this. For 54 out of 56 weeks, we had over 600,000 people file for unemployment claims. And now you get 2 weeks under 600,000 and we're saved. Everything's perfect. So if you believe that, I don't know what to tell you. But the other thing is also employment and hiring these people right now. People don't show up for job interviews. They're not giving people full-time hours. I know people that have worked at Starbucks, people that work at other coffee places, you get 12 hours a week. You don't want it? Don't take it. Also, Jeremiah Bay brought up such a great story out of Florida where they cannot get people to work at McDonald's. So they're offering $50 bonuses for you to come to a job interview at McDonald's. Okay, well there's a problem there. People are getting more money from unemployment. They're making the decision. They're talking about this to shut everything down. The unemployment extensions are gonna end. There's 33,000 people here in California that just got the extensions ended overnight. Not really a good explanation, but they're talking about how great these employment numbers are and that there's gonna be no stimulus. Now, what you need to prepare yourself for is if you're relying on any of this stuff right now, you need to be ready because it's coming to an end. It's going to come to an end quickly. But again, remember, everything's great. Everything with the economy is fantastic. I want to show you guys something else too that's cool about being out here. See all this stuff. Look at this tall ship. I want to turn around here, show you guys this thing. Isn't that cool? Fun stuff you see in the bay. You have so many of these beach locations just finished. No sign, no nothing, just nobody here, completely done. One thing that doesn't make sense to me is you've got all these residential buildings being built with retail below it and nobody moving in yet. You're seeing this more and more in larger cities and down in the beach communities where real estate is at a real premium, you're seeing places like this. Now, who wants to live in a place like this? Seriously, yeah, you live down, you're in Dana Point, you're, you know, quarter mile from the beach, whatever, but seriously. I don't understand these places myself, I just don't. Here you've got all this residential area built over these retail locations, and no one is renting these places right now. The economy is supposed to be so fantastic and we're growing so well, but you've got places like this that are vacant. And this is going up all over Orange County in California. What's this like in your area? Are they building places like this near you? Answer below. Guys, here I am across from the Dana Point post office. We've got 3,300 square foot of retail space available. Vacant. Crazy. And this is a dynamite location. Man, what's gonna move in here? Okay. Look at places like this. Look at that. But what doesn't make sense is, here you go across the street from this, you've got more retail being built on the bottom and luxury apartments on the top. So you can rent an apartment above the store. And trust me, these places in this community, that's going to be top dollar to rent something like that. Do you have anything to say about the economy? No? That looked like a firm no. Now, one thing we've heard a lot about lately is the price of lumber and OSB. OSB is an alternative to regular plywood. It's what they use to build floors and houses, decks, things like that. You've seen the videos at Home Depot where the prices skyrocketed. For the first time ever, there is a situation where a lumber yard actually sold back to a supplier 30,000 square feet of these OSB boards. Unprecedented, record price, but they cannot get this product. Now again, the economy is doing so well, the supply chains are doing so well, but we can't get conventional lumber. You're seeing it skyrocket. What's going on? The price of a house, the price of home improvements, the price of room additions, the price of decks has gone through the roof. What's your experience on this? How do I film with this squirrel being this loud? Hey, excuse me. Do you mind keeping it down? The squirrel is way too loud. I found a great story out of Citigroup where Tobias Levakovic is the analyst for equities. He's been with the company since 2001. He's talking about we're living in a time that's over exuberant. It's kind of like a 1999 theory where everything is fantastic, things cannot drop. We have a few problems though, in that in no time in the last 50 years have more individuals owned stock than they do right now. Also, when you ask the regular individual, do you think stocks are going to continue to go up? The majority said that they are, and they can't. So people like Citigroup, they're concerned about this. They're seeing that this over exuberance is running out of gas and it's going to collapse at this point. So I want to know what your thinking is. Do you think that this is going to continue? Are we going to look up a year from now and the stock market's going to be at 50,000 for the Dow? You know, what's your thoughts on this? I personally think that you need to prepare. I think you need to be in silver. I think you need to be in hard assets like gold. Bitcoin just dropped, what, 20% in the last week? It's been crazy. What is the best hedge against inflation? I think it's something that people are going to use all the time. That's incredibly cheap, like silver. Share your thoughts. More retail available. The Bronzed Bunny District Saloon closed. One thing I'm floored by through all of this is the price of used cars right now. I don't understand why they continue to go up. They're talking about another shortage, 6.8%, less cars than they had a year ago. All these different figures that have just driven the price up. I spoke to Caesar, who's a car wholesaler, and he was telling me something pretty interesting, and that was that the local auto auctions here in Los Angeles, he used to go there and there'd be 3,000 cars a week that they would auction off. Now there's just over 1,000 cars a week that they auction off. Now think about this. These are, you know, cars that were turned into the dealers. These are lease trade-ins, things that they're going to sell and unload, and these are at an all-time high. He's also seeing a 30% increase in the price of these cars, which again floors me, because you'd think that during this time that the used car prices would go down. This chip shortage that they're talking about is ridiculous, that we can't get chips to make new cars, and again, it's just driving the price of all the used cars up, and it doesn't seem like there's going to be an end in sight anytime soon. I want to close it out with this. Last week I discussed a deli in New Jersey that was listed on NASDAQ that had done $35,000 in business in 2 years. That company was listed on the NASDAQ exchange under the symbol HWIN, and they were listed and had a value over $100 million. This week they got delisted, which is great news. They're starting to look at the accounting and the practices of the company, and there's going to be more trouble coming their way. Jeremiah Babe covered that story. CNBC covered that story. We covered that story too, which is very cool. But again, hope you enjoyed Dana Point today. And before I exit, please don't forget to like the video, hit the subscribe button, share this with all your friends and colleagues. I will see you guys very soon. Again, let me know if you guys like these videos where I go out and go to different locations, and I will see you guys very soon.